yesterday on Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy, we reported on the story that came out on Tuesday afternoon that President-elect Donald Trump had a meeting with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And upon leaving Trump Tower, Robert Kennedy Jr. was stopped and asked questions about what had happened in the meeting that they had. And he reported that he had been asked to lead a commission on vaccine safety and scientific efficacy, whether or not the things that are being said are true. That's what he said. We had, CNN has a tape that they taped him saying that. Robert Kennedy said that. And subsequent to that, Science magazine did a question and answer on the phone with Robert Kennedy. And I'm going to read some of that, but you can read the entire thing on Science magazine, their website right now. Later, and we didn't know this while we were on the air, somebody brought the report in and we wanted to wait and hunt it down. A report came out on CNN on Tuesday night, and it's still there. I want to say that it has been updated, but it is still there, and it still contains the following information on CNN. The headline says, Trump team denies skeptic Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was asked to head vaccine commission. And everybody was like, what? Like how CNN is saying that the Trump team has denied, they're saying that Robert Kennedy stood there and told an untruth? Like, is that really what's happening? But if you read the article, what it says, and I'm just going to read to you from this so that you can be as confused as I can. President-elect Donald Trump met with notable anti-vaccine activist Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Tuesday, further stoking unfounded fears about vaccine safety and efficacy by asking the Democrat to chair a commission on the issue. But the Trump transition says no decision has been made on setting up a commission, wait for it, on autism. Wait a second. The title of the article says that they are denying that he was asked to head a vaccine commission, but if you look in the body of the article and read the entire thing, it never actually says that. It says, and it repeats, that no commission, that no decision, and there's even a quote from the transition team saying, the president-elect enjoyed his discussion with Robert Kennedy Jr. on a range of issues and appreciates his thoughts and ideas. The president-elect is exploring the possibility of forming a commission on autism. Oh, which affects so many families. However, no decisions have been made at this time. The president-elect looks forward to continuing the discussion about all aspects of autism with many groups and individuals, said Trump spokesperson Hope Hicks in the statement. Okay, well, that's great. I don't really know what that has to do with Robert Kennedy Jr. and a vaccine commission, because Robert Kennedy Jr. didn't say anything about an autism commission. These are two separate things. CNN, come on now. Why is the title of the article about something that you don't corroborate in your article? And why are you casting aspersions on Robert Kennedy, suggesting that he told an untruth, or that the Trump transition team does not agree with Robert Kennedy Jr., because that's not what I see in the quote. And it's very misleading and it's very confusing. And I found it interesting that other news outlets weren't picking up the denial. Can't imagine why. Although some people are now picking up the denial and using it in articles as one more reason why people should not trust Robert Kennedy Jr. In fact, Scientific America did that yesterday. So I just want our audience to be informed that, as far as I can tell from the CNN report, the Trump transition team is not denying anything about a vaccine commission. They're saying that there is discussion, and I'm happy to hear this, that there is discussion about a commission on autism. CNN, you need to know that a commission on vaccine and a commission on autism, separate, not the same. Didn't think I would have to explain that to CNN, but we learn something new every day. So we're trying to keep abreast of this and trying to keep the communication clean. But there we have it. It appears that Donald Trump has asked, and by the way, I said that I was going to mention from Science Magazine, after the two of them met, Donald Trump and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Science Magazine had the opportunity, and you can read the entire thing on their website, but they asked Robert Kennedy Jr., what happened in the meeting? He says it was an hour meeting, and the vice president-elect came in at the last 15 minutes. The meeting was with Trump and Kellyanne Conway. And they said, did the president-elect request the meeting or did you? He says, he called me a week ago to request it. Why? He wants to make sure that we have the best vaccine science and the safest vaccine supply that we can have. Anybody that's casting aspersions to that, I want to know why. Why would you not want the best vaccine science and the best, safest vaccine supply that we can have? That's a good thing. Did the president-elect indicate that he doesn't believe that to be the case at the moment? And he goes on to say he's troubled by questions of the links between certain vaccines and the epidemic of neurodevelopmental disorders, including autism. There's the word autism. He does not say, I've been asked to lead a commission on autism. They go on to ask him other questions about the CDC, which I think you guys will find really interesting. And they ask how many people will be on the commission, and Robert Kennedy Jr. says 12 people, a mix between science people and prominent Americans. He says, they asked him, who will you ask to serve? And he says, I couldn't tell you. I just finished the meeting with the president-elect an hour ago. And there is more here that I think is of worth. Definitely check it out, Science Magazine. But hello, CNN, what's with the incendiary title that you don't back up in the article? What's up with that? Let us know.